أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على خير الورى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. I greet you with the greeting of blessing and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. For those of you that benefit from my previous lesson, we beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala we should get from this world and hereafter. So this is my third lesson about the basic steps in learning the Arabic language. So this is the pure video that I'm going to explain how everything goes for you. So the first thing that you have to know right here is now you have to know all the Arabic alphabets one after the other. You have to know it and you have to like cram it. You have to know it one by one. In the sense that if for instance they write out one alphabet, which is one Arabic out, you are going to understand it, that this is what it's saying, and this is how it's being used. So the first Arabic that you are going to take the lesson now is this Ali, this is Ali, this is Ba, this is Ta, this is Sa, this is G, this is A, this is Fa, this is Dal, this is Z, this is Ra, Zani, Sin, Shin, Sod, Dot, To, So, Ain, Dain, Fa, Kof, Ke, Lam, Mim, Nun, Haw, Waw, Answer, and yeah. So now all these things that I'm doing right here is that I'm showing you how Alif or the other Arabic, which is the alphabet, are being used at the beginning, at the middle, and the end. In my previous video, I explained to you that in Arabic language, every language has its own etiquette. So the etiquette of Arabic is that there are some words that the way it looks in the beginning is not how it's going to be at the middle, and it's not how it's going to be at the end. So let's go straight to the lesson. So this is Alif. In the beginning, this is how it is. In the middle, this is how it is. And in the end, this is how it is. It doesn't change at all. So, and if you want to use it in English, I want to comprise the two languages together for better understanding, so that you're going to understand fast. So in English, let's say that Alif represents letter A. You can use it like that. So one thing that I want you to understand is that in English now, in Arabic, there's not letter P. P as in P-O-T, pot, letter P. There's no letter P in Arabic. But if you want to pronounce a word in Arabic, you have to use a word that is similar to it, to letter P, that we are going to use to write out the word. For instance now, if you want to say pot. So if you want to spell out pot in Arabic now, you have to use letter B for it. You will see that the pronunciation of letter P and B, they are similar to each other. So there is no Arabic word for letter B as in pot, but you have to use a word similar to it. So likewise in Arabic language also, there are some words that the real sound of it is not that actual English letter, but it's very similar to it. It's very similar to it. So in my lesson, I'm going to explain the word that is really the real English alphabet and the one that is just similar to it. So now this letter, Arabic, which is Ba. Now there's no doubt about it. It is represent letter B in English. So it represents letter what? Letter B in English, this Ba. So and in the beginning, this is how it's going to be. This is how it's going to be. If you want to write it out in a word in Arabic, this is how the Ba. This is how the Ba is going to be. So in the middle, this is how the Ba is going to be. Likewise, in the end, this is how the Ba is going to be. Likewise, in the Arabic alphabet, if you want to write it from Alif, Ba, Ta, Sa to Ya. So this is how the letter Ba is going to look like Ba. But in the beginning, so the difference just there is that, just take a look at it right here, it's just something like this. Assuming the cost like this, so there's going to be a dot like this, Ba. Can you see now that it looks like the beginning of that letter Ba? So it's just that this place is being cut off. So just understand this like that. So now in the end, in the beginning it's going to look like this, in the middle it's going to look like this, likewise in the end it's going to look like this. So let's go to letter Ta. So letter Ta now is represent letter T. So in the beginning it's going to look like this, in the middle it's going to look like this. So likewise in the end it's going to look in these two forms, 1 and 2. But in the advanced lesson, you are going to understand where you are going to use this and where you are going to use this. But at the end, you are going to use these two. 1, 2, Ta. They are Ta. So it's being used as letter T in English. So This example of it also is like this. So this is letter ta in the Arabic alphabet. This is ta. So how you derive it at the beginning? So it's just something like this. Maybe so then you put these two dots up like this. 1, 2. You have to take note of these dots. All these dots. Like this dot bar now, it has the dots down. You have to take note of it. Likewise, this ta, it has 2 dots up. So you have to take note of it. That means that we cut off this side like this. So it now remains this side. So that's why this is how it looks like in the beginning. So in the middle also is something similar to this. So it just has a joining arrow to it like this. So it will look like this is how it is in the middle. So just understand that. So this is also it's in transliteration of Arabic. They used to use this as th, but it is the sound that we pronounce is x, s, sa. So that's why I say it is either th, which is being used in that transliteration, but in the English alphabet is being used as n. So this is sa. At the beginning it looks like this, at the middle it looks like this, at the end it looks like this. So a similar example of it also is that of this. So this is the sa in the Arabic alphabet. 1, 2, 3. Take note of these dots. 1, 2, 3. So if you want to look at it from the beginning, so from the beginning it's just going to be like this. 1, 2, 3. So that means I just have to cut off this side. So that's why it looks like this at the beginning. So at the beginning it's going to look like this. Likewise at the middle also. So assuming this, I just have to put an arrow like this. This arrow shows that a word is coming from here, and there's going to be a word at here also. In my previous lesson, I told you that in Arabic alphabet we have 3-letter word, 4-letter word, 2-letter word, and so on and so forth like that. So that means all these lines here, they are joining words. They are lines that used to join it together. So this is sa in the beginning, sa in the middle, and sa at the end, and it sounds as letter S in Arabic. So this is letter Jim. This is Arabic Jim. This is Jim, and it's worked as letter J in English. It works as letter what? J in English. So look at it now. In the beginning and at the middle, they are of the same thing. They look alike. Can you see now? In the beginning, it looks like this. In the beginning, it looks like this. While in the end, it looks like this. So, but basically in the Arabic alphabet, this is how Jim looks like. It looks like this. So there's going to be a dot down one. So how do we derive this? It's very simple. It's just that this down here, this place here. So that means that we are going to cut off this side back. So we are going to be left with this. Can you see now that it produces something like this? So that's how they derive it. There's no magic in it. So that's how it's being derived. So that is letter J in the beginning, Y in the middle. This line here is joining the line that used to join a word at the beginning together. So likewise, this is how Jim is to look at the end. So Jim is works as letter J in English alphabet. So in the beginning it looks like this, in the middle it looks like this, in the end it looks like this. So let's go to Arabic ha. Basically, I use it as letter H in English. Basically, this ha here there is a phonetic way of calling it, but that is when we go to the advanced class. This is also a lesson. This one lesson that we are going to treat, but we are not going to treat it now, so it's not going to be like a distraction to us. So basically, it's not letter H, but similar to H. It is so it is ha. So but it's work as letter H in English. So this is A at the beginning, A at the middle, and this is how A looks at the end. So in the Arabic alphabet, this is how it looks like. It looks like something like this. So how do we derive this at the beginning and how it looks like? It's very simple. It's just that this end there is being cut off, this in place. So we are going to be left with something like this. So it's going to produce something like this. Can you see that it's very simple? There's no magic in it at all. So in the beginning it looks like this, the end, in the middle it looks like this, while at the end it looks like this. So let's go to letter ha. This place I said KH, or sometimes you can use this as KH. It's produced as ki. So this is ha. Basically, we are still going to go to the lesson about how it's being pronounced correctly in Arabic. So this is ha. So this is ha at the beginning, ha at the middle, Y at the end. This is how it's looking. Basically, in the Arabic alphabet, this is how it's being wrote. It's being wrote like this. So, and there is a dot on top of it. So how did they derive this beginning and middle here? It's just very simple. So it's just something like this. This now is just being cut off. So then we derive something like this from it. one dot. So very simple. So it works like letter P. So just take note of this. Can you see that this G, H, and K, they are of the same family, they look alike. So you have to take note that G, it has a dot down, while K, it doesn't have any dots, both at the top and at the bottom. But K, it has a dot up. You have to take note of it. So the difference between, you can see that these three, they are of the same family, but the difference between them is that G, it has a dot down, while K, it doesn't have any dot at all, while K, it has a dot on top. Likewise, this Ba, Ta, Sa, too, they are of the same family, so you have to take note of it also. Ba, it has a dot down, while Ta, it has 2 dots up, while Sa, it has 3 dots up. So you have to take note of it better, so you can be able to identify each of it better. So let's go to Arabic Dal. This is Dal. Dal. It works as letter D in English. It works as letter D in English. So in the beginning, in the middle, in the end, there's no changes in it at all. The way it is in the beginning is the way it is at the middle, and the way it's being used at the end. There's no changes in it at all, and it basically works as letter D in English alphabet. So let's go to letter Zal. This is Zal, Zal, Zal. So basically in English transliteration of Arabic, that's it produces letter Z, Z. So they use it as DH, DH, DH. So but let's use it as letter X. But not literally letter X, but it's similar to it. So this is Z. At the beginning, at the middle, at the end, they are all the same. There's no changes in it at all. So you have to take note of this Dal and Zal. Also, you can see that they are of the same family. They look alike. So, but the difference between Dal and Zal is that Dal doesn't have any dots, while Zal has 1 dot on top. So if you don't want to make a mistake, whenever you see a dot up, you have known that this is Zal. Whenever you see something like this, I don't see any dots, you have known that this is Dal. So let's go to letter Ra. This is Ra. Ra. In Arabic alphabet, Ra. But it works as letter R in English alphabet, Ra. So at the beginning, at the middle, at the end, it doesn't change at all. It looks alike. There's no changes in it at all. So, and it works as letter R. So let's go to letter Zain. Ra. Zain. This is Zain. 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 It works as letter Z. Z in English alphabet. So you can look at this Ra and Sain too, they are the same family, they look alike. So the difference between Ra and Sain is that Sain has a dot on top, while Ra doesn't have any dots at all. So you have to take note of these two. So you have to look at it, all these Arabic, you have to look at it very well and identify each Arabic one by one. You have to identify and master one of it one by one. This is the foundation. And a house without a good foundation, without a solid foundation, is going to collapse. So if you don't know all these basic steps in identifying all these Arabic, it's going to give you a lot of problems. But once you master all these Arabic, so Arabic language is going to be easy for you. I always tell my students that don't rush when learning this Arabic, because this is the foundation. So you don't have to rush. So this is Ra. In the beginning, this are this, in the middle, this are this, in the end, this are, it doesn't change at all. Zain also, in the beginning, this are this, in the middle, this are this, and at the end, this are this. So let's go to letter Sin. This is Sin. 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 So it's basically what as letter X. It's what as letter what? Letter X. This is how it is at the beginning. So, but for this time, I put a line like this is a joining word. That means I want to join with this at the beginning. So I want to join with the second word that follows it. That's why I put this line here. So I'm still going to teach you about the joining of word. So why at the middle here? This is letter Sin. So if I want to join it from the word that is at the first place, I'm going to join like back. So that means that the word that comes before it, I'm going to join this. Why if I put this one through? Also, this is the joining word. That means that letter that comes before at the end of it. So I'm going to join it together with. So this Sin at the end. You can see that this Sin also at the beginning, at the middle. Both of them look alike, but at the end, it's of different form. But basically, this Sin in the Arabic alphabet, this how is being wrote. This how is being wrote. So how do we derive this also? Very simple. It's just that we just have to cut out this place. Back. So we are going to be left with something like this. Can you see that it's very simple? There's no magic. It's not that it's just changed like that, but it's just that there are some little changes that are just there. So just this place, you just have to cut it out. So we are going to left with this. That's why they derive this. Same. So it's one of letter head. So let's go to the letter Shin. This is Shin. So she, as in she, or as in shorts, as in someone is shorts. So she. So that's she. this in English, assuming now they say that shots. I mean maybe someone is being shot. You know that it is S-H-O-T. So that's sheep. This letter that is similar to it in the Arabic alphabet. So that's why I write S-H. Sheep. S-H. Sheep. Sheep. So at the beginning, but this is shin. At the beginning, this is how it is. At the middle, this is how it is. While at the end, this is how it is. So in the English alphabet, you are going to use that SH. SH. The sound that SH produces in the English alphabet is what shin is going to produce. So what? But literally in the Arabic alphabet, this is how shin is being wrote. Shin is being wrote like this. It's being written like this. 1, 2, 3. So, but at the beginning and the middle here, how did they derive? It's very simple. So it's just cut off this side here. Back. So they are going to let out this side. 1, 2, 3. So if you look at this sin also you have to look at both of them. So they look alike. But the difference between sin and shin is that there's 3 dots on top of shin. 1, 2, 3. So that's just the difference between both of them. So let's go to letter sod. This is sod. It's very similar to S, but not literally work as S. It's similar to S, but not literally as S, but it's work as, let's use this as letter X in English alphabet. But this is sod in Arabic alphabet. Sod. So you can see sod. At the beginning it looks like this, at the middle it looks like this, while at the end it looks like this. So how do we, in the Arabic alphabet, this is how sod is being written. So sod is something like this. So how do we derive this at the beginning? It's very simple, just cut out this space, this bottom. So you are going to left with something like this. Very simple. But if you want to join it, this is the joining word, joining line. And this is the joining line. So very simple. So that's how you derive it. So at the beginning something like that, you need this like this, while at the end is like. So let's go to letter dot. Letter dot is very similar to letter D. Very similar to letter D. It's very similar to letter D. So dot. Look at it, at the beginning like this, at the middle it looks like this, while at the end it looks like this. But in the Arabic alphabet, dot is being used like this. Like this, there's a dot on top. So how do we derive this at the beginning? It's very simple. So we just cut off this bottom here, cut it off back. So you are going to get something like this. This is dot. You can see that this sod and dot also, they are the same family, they look alike. So the difference between sod and dot is that there's a dot on top of dot. Why sod doesn't have any dot at all? So you have to take note of these two together that looks alike. So likewise, let's go to letter to. This is to. It's in Arabic alphabet. Arabic alphabet is called to. Why in English alphabet it works as letter T. It works as letter C. So this to now it doesn't change at all. At the beginning it looks like this. At the middle it looks like this. While at the end it looks like this. There's no changes in it at all. So it's well as letter T. So let's go to letter so. So literally it's very similar to Z, but not Z actually, but very similar to Z. So this is so at the beginning, at the middle, at the end. It doesn't change at all. You can see that this to and so, they don't change at all. You can see that both of them, they are also the same family. So the difference between to and so is that there's a dot on top of so. On top of so here, so. You can see that this pronunciation wants to look like sod. You can see this is sod. There is a D at the end, but this one is just so. So take note of it. So this is ein. So literally it's not letter A, but it works at letter A, very similar to letter A. So it is ein. So when you get to the Arabic word, phonetic word, I'm going to teach you how the word, the pronunciation, where the pronunciation comes from. So let's use it as letter A for now. So this is ein. So at the beginning it looks like this. At the beginning it looks like this. At the middle it looks like this or this. These two forms. It comes in these two forms. Ein. It comes in these two forms. Either in this form or this form. Either in this form or this form. Why at the end it comes in this form. So you have to take note of it. So let's go to letter Gain. This is Gain. It's literally what's at letter G in English alphabet. Letter G in English alphabet. So in the beginning it looks like this. In the middle it looks like this and this. You can see? Gain. In the middle it looks like this and this. I'm still going to show you how it's being used. So I'm just trying to explain how it looks like. So you have to master it. You have to master it very well. Sound and clearly, so for you to understand it. So at the middle it looks like this, while at the end it looks like this. So try and master it. Don't rush. Master it over and over again until you understand it. Master it over and over again until you understand it. This is the basic place that you don't have to rush. You don't have to rush on it at all. So literally you can see that this Ayin and Gayin, they look alike. They are the same family. So the difference between Ayin and Gayin is that Gayin has a dot on it, so you have to take note of it. Gayin has a dot on it, so you have to take note of this. So this is Ayin, while this is Gayin. So this is Fa. Fa is what as letter F in English alphabet. It's what as letter F. Look at this also. In the beginning, it looks like this. In the middle, it changes. It looks like this. While at the end, it looks like this. Literally, letter Fa in the Arabic alphabet. For those of us that know the Arabic alphabet very well, this is how it is Fa. This is how it's come from. You cannot see now. In the beginning, it doesn't change this. In the middle, it changes. But at the end, it doesn't change it at all. So that's how most of those Arabic alphabets works. So let's go to Arab. Kof. This is Kof. Kof in the Arabic alphabet. This is Kof. It was a letter Q. It was a letter what? Q. So at the beginning it looks like this. At the middle it changes. It looks like this. While at the end it looks like this. Literally in the beginning in the Arabic alphabet, Arabic Arabic, this is how letter Kof looks like. So in the beginning it doesn't changes. In the middle it changes to a form like this. While at the end it doesn't change. So you can see that this Fa and Kof, they are the same family also. So you have to take note of it. That Fa has only one dot or this while Kof has two dots. So you have to take note of it. So this is letter. This is Arabic Ka. This is Ka. It works as letter K in the English alphabet. It works as letter what? K in the English alphabet. So this K now in the beginning it looks like this. In the middle it looks like this, while at the end it looks like this. Literally in the Arabic this is how curve looks like. This is how it looks like, but it's not going to look like this at the beginning when you want to write the Arabic alphabet, or when you use this in any Arabic letter or any Arabic word, even in the Quran or any Arabic word. So this is how it's going to look like in the beginning. Likewise, this is how it's going to look like in the middle. Likewise, it's going to look like this at the end, and it's what's our letter K in the English alphabet. So let's take a look at. So this calf is what our letter K. It's what our letter K. So let me go to Arafi Lam. This is Lam. This is Arafi Lam. This Lam is what our letter L in English in English alphabet. It's what our letter L in English alphabet. So this Lam at the beginning it looks like this. At the middle it looks like this, while at the end it looks like this. Take note of this lamb. You would have seen you look at it, it looks similar as this alif. It looks similar as this alif, but in order not to confuse you, if you want to identify this lamb at the beginning, you will see that this place there is a little dot here. There will be something here. For instance, like this, you can see that this is dot. So there will be something like this. So that's how you're going to identify it. So at the beginning it looks like this, at the middle it looks like this, while at the end it looks like this, and what's at letter L. So you have to take note of this place. So let me go to letter Arabic Mim. This is Mim. It literally works as letter M. So at the beginning it looks like this, at the middle it looks like this, while at the end it looks like this. Though basically in the Arabic alphabet, this is how Mim. This is how it looks like. Mim looks like this, Mim. But in the beginning, it's not going to look like that. It's very simple. So it's just that you just have to cut off this place. Very simple. That means that we're just going to cut off this place. So we are going to left with something like this. So this is Mim. We are going to derive something like this. So at the middle, so it's just that we are going to use this arrow to put it like this. So it's still the same. You can see that it's still the same. So there's no magic in it. So at the end, it's going to look like this. So let's go to letters Nun. This is Nun. Nun. So Nun, and it's worked as letter N. It's worked as letter N in the English alphabet. So in the beginning it's going to look like this, in the middle it's going to look like this, in the end it's going to look like this. So now this Nun, now there's no magic in it. So this literally this is how letter Nun. This is how it looks like in the Arabic alphabet. It looks like something like this. Something like this. So it's very simple. You just have to like cut off this place back. So you are going to left with something like this. So something like this. So that's why we derive this nun. Yeah. So likewise in the middle, so you just have to add this arrow to it like this. Back. So then a dot on top of it. So that's why it looks like this in the end. So in the beginning it looks like this, in the middle it looks like this, in the end it looks like this, and it was a letter N in the English alphabet. So let me go to how. How. This one is not H, but similar to letter H. It's very similar to letter H. So in the beginning it looks like this. In the middle it looks like this. In the middle it looks like this. These two here, it works in the middle. But in the advanced class, you will know where to use this and where to use this. But both of them, they are being used in the middle, at the middle, at the middle. So likewise, this how here, these two here, 1, 2, they are being used at the end. At the end. Literally in the advanced class, you will understand where to use this and where to use this at the end. So don't make a mistake. So this one here, this how. Whenever you meet how, this is how it's going to look at the beginning. But in the middle, it's either it looks like this or this. While at the end, it's either it looks like this and this. You have to take note of this phrase very well. So for you to understand it, so you have to look into it. Don't rush in it. And it works as similar to letter H in Arabic alphabet. So let's go to wow. This is wow. It was a letter W in English alphabet. So this is wow. So the way it is at the beginning is the way it is at the middle and the way it is at the end. It doesn't change it at all. So let's go to Amsat. Let's go to Amsat. This is Amsat. You can see that this Amsat want to look, this beginning want to look like this Ain in the beginning. But the difference between it is that Amsat is going to, you can see, it's come like this, but that's Ain is go straight like this. So take note of it very well. So this is Amsat. While in the middle is going to be something like this, and the Amsat is going to be on top. So you can see that Ain alphabet is different. So you have to you have to take note of it. So likewise, this is how it's going to look like at the end. So although in the Arabic alphabet, this is how Amsat looks like, but in the middle it's going to look like it, in the end it's going to look like it. So finally, the last Arabic alphabet is Yaw. It was a letter Y in the English alphabet. It was as what? Letter Y in the English alphabet. In the beginning, it looks like this. In the middle, it looks like this. In the end, it looks like this, or like this, or like this. But this theory, there is a lesson on it. How to use it or where to use it. So in the advanced class, you are going to understand where to use this, where to use this, and where to use it. But this three, this is how it's going to look like at the end. This is how it's going to look like at the what? At the end. But in the beginning, it looks like this. In the middle, it looks like this. While at the end, it looks like this. Basically, in the Arabic alphabet, that Ain is looked like this. Do you understand? It looks like this, but there's no magic in it. So in the beginning, it looks like this. So you have to take note of all these Arabic alphabets. You can see that this Ya at the beginning is similar to this Ba at the beginning. The difference between it is just that this Ba has one dot down, while this Ya has two dots down. So you have to take note of it very well. So I hope this is my video in explaining how the Arabic alphabet looks like in the beginning, in the middle, and the end. I hope it's helped all of us all. So I beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us good and better understanding. So my next lesson is going to be on how you're going to use the Fatiha sign in all of it, the Kesra sign, the Doma sign, and the Sukun sign. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us better understanding. So now on my YouTube channel, it is very encouraging for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel for encouragement, because it takes a lot of stress for me to take this video, but for you to give me more encouragement in doing this, you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is just search for Yusuf Odunayo. Yusuf Odunayo. It is YUSUF. Yusuf space Odunayo. ODUNAYO. Yusuf Odunayo. My YouTube. That's my YouTube channel. YUSUF. Yusuf ODUNAYO. 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 So help me to search for you. So click on the like button and subscribe to my channel. So also on my Facebook page also, Al Quran Online Quran Academy. So you can search for it on Facebook, Al Quran Online Quran Academy. So like the page also, it gives more encouragement. So I like the video also. If you benefit from the videos, just try and like the video. So I know that people are benefiting from it. It's not that just watching it and not liking it. So also on my WhatsApp group also, you can add me on WhatsApp. So that's where I'm going to explain much better to you. You can ask questions from there. I'm ready to explain to you whatever things that you don't understand about the Arabic alphabet. I'm going to explain it to you. So my number on WhatsApp is +234 +234 81 633 70756. Once again, +234 081 633 70756. So may Allah grant us a better understanding of Masalam.